Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we will be discussing zinc. Now, before I get into this, just gotta grace you guys with another joke.
Now I assume y'all have heard of Elf on the Shelf. Guess what you ain't ready for?
Yep, that's right.
Zinc in the sink. Not sure if I should be proud of that one or not.
Yeah, I said it. Anyway, zinc is element number 30 on the periodic table. It is in the same group as cadmium and mercury, which officially makes that group horrible. Please get me away from it. Except for zinc. Zinc isn't actually that bad. Another fun thing about zinc in the periodic table of elements is it's right next to copper, which makes it element number 30, because copper is element 29, so zinc is element 30. Much like copper, zinc is also a chalcophile, so it likes to combine with stuff like sulfur and stuff like that, and oxygen too, but most of the zinc that we find in nature is actually zinc combined with sulfur. One of the more common types is, I believe, sphalerite. Either that or that's just the one that contains the most zinc. Which, I mean, it does look pretty metallic, so... Zinc is the 24th most common element in the Earth's crust. Much like copper, zinc actually has its own pretty defined burning look to it. It burns this nice light blue color that if you ever see it, you should run, because burning zinc is actually toxic. But I'll get to that later. Zinc has a melting point of 787 degrees Fahrenheit or 419 degrees Celsius, and it has a boiling point of 1,665 Fahrenheit or 907 Celsius, which means that the range between boiling and melting is actually pretty small compared to most metals. As for the history of zinc, the Romans first thought of it as false silver. Yeah, the Romans actually encountered some and didn't even know it, so. Indian metallurgists were the first ones to isolate it intentionally in the 1300s, AD that is, which officially makes India like the birthplace of good metallurgy, because they made Damascus steel for a long time before anyone else, and we still don't know how they did it. So, ancient India, if you want to look into metallurgy, they knew how to do it. Later on, we're talking much later on, a few hundred years later on, this guy named Andreas Marggraf, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, was credited with discovering the element zinc within the confines of Europe. He did that through a carbothermic reaction and was able to get elemental zinc and, got it listed as an element, so important dude, I guess. So the uses for zinc. First off, it is used in alloys. It's alloyed with copper to make brass, definitely. Not sure if it's alloyed with anything else, but I'm pretty sure it's alloyed with aluminum on occasion. Another big use for zinc, which I have mentioned before, galvanization. Something that was come up with by this guy named Luigi Galvini, an Italian. I only say that because I'm 1/8 Italian, so yeah. Anyway.
Couple of corrections. First off, his name was Galvani. Second off, I was gonna go on this whole thing about how he invented the galvanization process, but he didn't. It was, for some reason, attributed to him. Nobody really knows why, but yeah, the company that originally came up with the galvanization process that we know now, pretty much dipping steel into zinc, they just kind of decided to name it after the dude. Don't know why, they just kind of did.
Zinc is also used in medicinal uses, so I know there are certain things, like if you got a cold or something like that, there are zinc supplements that people will take to sort of moderate that. Not sure about its effectiveness. I've done it once or twice and it's kind of had a spotty record. For me, it's kind of worked, kind of not, but I'm weird, so not gonna claim my experience as everybody's. I'm not I'm not a doctor. I don't know my stuff about medicine, so don't trust me. This isn't advice. They use zinc to occasionally pull the oxygen away from other things in redox or otherwise known thermite reactions. Now for zinc's toxicity. This is a fun one. Free zinc is pretty bad. Yeah, free zinc is pretty bad. If you eat free zinc, that is elemental zinc, it will go into the stomach and it will, that hydrochloric acid that's in there, it's really powerful. It will go in there and it will become a much stronger acid upon combination with chlorine, and it will actually eat away at your stomach. Zinc can also cause something called anosmia, which I think I've covered before. Is that if you're burning zinc too much and you inhale too much of the fumes on a chronic basis, it'll actually cause you to lose your sense of smell, which in the day and age post-COVID isn't a very fun thing to have happen to you. I know, I actually lost my smell for a little bit and it was so weird. There were some benefits to it, but there were also a lot of drawbacks. For instance, I was kind of worried I wouldn't be able to even blacksmith anymore, because how would I be able to smell if there was a propane leak? Apparently, zinc can also cause shakes. Yes! Zinc can actually cause a person to break out into chills and shakes and such. Usually only happens upon inhalation of zinc fumes, doing brazing and melting and all that fun stuff that I do. So yeah, something I gotta look out for. Zinc will also inhibit the correct usage of iron and copper in the body. One of those mechanisms that zinc uses will prevent the same use being applied to copper and iron in the body, thus perhaps causing some sort of buildup or some sort of deficiency symptoms. So that can cause some problems. So what do I intend to use zinc for? Well, other than making some really bad puns, zinc is actually a pretty shiny metal, and I might actually try and make a ring out of it, even though it's a really soft metal from what I understand. Zinc is actually pretty cool, so I might make a really shiny ring out of it. Who knows? We'll see. But most of the time, zinc is a bit of a nuisance to me, actually, because I'll try and melt down some bronze or some brass rather, and the zinc will start fuming off violently, and I'm like, come on. But I'll also use it in some redox reactions. For instance, that iron melt that I did back at the end of season 3, I actually used zinc in that to help reduce the iron oxide that was in there, along with some aluminum, but I used zinc in order to help get that process going, so there is some usefulness to it. But other than that, I don't really see myself melting down pure zinc anytime soon. I did for this video. If you look at the video right now, you'll actually see me melting down some zinc, and you'll get to see that nice shiny metal that I was talking about, because it shines up really well without me having to do anything. So yeah, some pretty good stuff, just sort of the way it sort of, as a liquid, builds up. It's really cool. So yeah, I might do some casting, I might do some melting with zinc, but it'll have to be a real special one. It'll definitely have its own episode. Not about to lump that in with an aluminum melt, no. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like and subscribe, comment. It definitely helps the algorithm out, so definitely do that. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, definitely leave those in the comments. I would be happy to at least look into that. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day.